How you going, Dead Man Down Under? The sun is coming up here on a beautiful morning in Los Santos, and we are just a mere few hours away from the UFO sightings starting up for 2025. Now, the big problem with this is that they are time sensitive in the game. They will only appear between 10 PM or 2200 on your phone and 4 AM or 0400 on your phone. Now, wouldn't it be great, because that is such a small window, wouldn't it be great if there was a way to always make sure it was that particular time in game? Well, there is, and I've done a video on this previously, but that video didn't do too well, so I'm doing another one now on this. It is how to freeze your in-game time. Now, whether you want to do the UFOs and freeze the game at night time, whether you, like myself, are a YouTuber and you want to do videos in the daytime, look how bright and sunny and beautiful it is here. Imagine if we could have it locked like this, no matter how long the video was I was making. Well, we can do that. What we need to do first is we need to come in to story mode. So I'm going to quit here to story mode. Now that we load in, I'm going to open up the pause menu. I'm going to come across here to game. I'm going to come down to load game. Now, I know in particular that my save here, save number 2, happened when the game was around about midday during the day, and I use this particular save to do this method I'm going to do to lock the game to midday. I'm going to open that one up now, and as we spawn in and I bring up the phone, you can see here that it is almost midday. So I'm going to go down to Franklin's bed to save the game. What this does is, as Franklin, it advances the game. I think it's 8 hours, it might be 6 hours, I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's going to ask me to save the game, and what I'm going to do here is create a new save file. So I know that number 1 there, the last one, that is the save file for midday, so I want to use the game locked at midday. I'll use that particular save. This one here, we're going to create a new one, because I want to be able to save it at midnight. And as we open up the phone to check the time, we can see that it is now 8 PM. So it must be 8 hours then that the save happens for. I know it's 12 with Trevor, so it must be 8 with Franklin and Michael. So we're going to come in, and where was the one that I just saved? We're looking at the 14th of October, so it's that one there. So we'll save this one again. Now we open up the phone and well, that backfired. It's now past 4 AM. So I'm going to have to do this a couple of times. Okay, so I've waited till it's after 2 PM in game. It was only 3 or 4 minutes for me. So now I'm going to save the game. The game will advance 8 hours, and it should be just after 10 PM. Again, I'm going to save it as this slot here, not the one underneath, because the one underneath I know the game is saved at midday or just after midday or just before midday. Okay, so we open up the phone. You can see here now that it is a quarter past 10 at night. So now what we want to do is bring up the interaction menu, come down to director mode and enter into director mode, and it's going to autosave. We're not worried about that. Not worried about the autosave. We're not going to be using that one. So once you come to this menu here, come to actors and scroll down till you find online actors and select the character you want to use, which for me is my main character. And once we load in, you want to bring up the interaction menu again, come into settings. Time of day is set to dusk there. I'm going to change it to midnight, and then press triangle. Actually, I need to press square to apply the settings, and now triangle to freeze the time. Next, what I want to do is I want to come back to game here, to load game, and then load the one that we saved just then with Franklin in game at roughly quarter past 10 PM. And if we open up the phone here, you can see that it is 10 past 10 in game, and that time is frozen. The time is not moving. It is after 10 PM, that is when the UFOs will spawn in. So fingers crossed this works for online. So now that you've frozen the game, you've frozen the time in game, you can come back to online. Don't want to join friends, want to go online, invite only session. And as we load back in, you can clearly see it's night time outside. Let's open up my phone, and you can see there the time is frozen at 10 past 10, or 22:10, which is, of course, night time. We head outside and you can clearly see it is night time, past 10 PM when the UFOs will spawn. So I haven't tested this yet as to whether this will work for the UFOs to spawn in. They're not available just yet. It's only a couple of hours away before they are available. I will be using this method to check whether the UFO will spawn in for me or not. So check out the pinned comment down below later on today, and I'll let you know down there, as well as in the video I do for the first UFO, which is, again, like I said, only a couple of hours from now. Now you can also use this same method, as I said before, to freeze the time of day to whatever time of day you want, midday, dusk, midnight like I have, by just getting the time of day you want in game and creating a new save file for that particular time of day, and then just use that one to go into director mode with your online character, freeze the time of day to midday, to dusk, to midnight, whatever you want. And like I said, hopefully this works for the UFOs. If not, well, if you're a YouTuber like myself, I know there's one guy out there in particular who I watch a lot of, who's always complaining about the time of day being nighttime whenever he's filming videos. Well, using this method, you don't have to worry about that ever again. You can film all your videos during the daytime. I'm talking, of course, of Subscribe for Tacos. Every video I see of his at nighttime. Why is it always nighttime when I record? Doing this method, mate, you don't have to worry about that. You can always have it during the daytime. Anyway, I'm going to leave it right there. Stay tuned to the channel later on today. We will have that first UFO video up. And if you enjoyed this one, please drop a like. If you want to see more GTA content, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.